Very good evening to everybody. Thanks for clicking on to the final European outlook of the work week. I was about to screw that up, but yes, I managed to cling on for dear life. Thanks for clicking on to the Friday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. That was a good start to the European Outlook for today. This is going to be a very short and sweet video, unfortunately, due to having to nip out to work. But action-packed weekend coming up here in the channel. Live stream is back. So Tropical Outlook on Saturday, and then at 4 p.m. on Sunday, the live will be looking in detail at the extreme summer of 2025 across the Northern Hemisphere. So I will leave a link in the description below. But this is the CDAS 0.5 data for temperature anomaly through the first few days of September. And you can see here, started off quite cool across Iberia and much of France. And the UK is running around about average. We've got very much a westerly dominated flow at the moment. We will have some warmer air getting drawn north, an area of low pressure that's winding up to the west of the UK and Ireland. That is going to bring unsettled but warmer conditions across our part of the world over the next several days or so. This is the upcoming 7 days according to the European weeklies in terms of temperature anomaly. So leaning warmer than average, again slightly cooler down towards the southwest, warmest up towards Scandinavia here. When you've got that flow coming in from a west to southwesterly direction, you generally have the warmest conditions east and north, and always fresher coming in off the Atlantic. But this is the latest of the let's have a quick look at the GFS model first and foremost. Let's zoom out. And you can see here this area of low pressure moving towards the UK and Ireland. That area of high pressure creating resistance, so the low doesn't just quickly sweep through. It kind of gathers pace to the west, becomes quite stretched. If you notice here, frontal boundary extending between the Azores and Madeira. But you can also see that the system also even moving up towards the southeast of Iceland as well. But they very much high pressure dominating much of Europe. We do have some isolated storms and severe weather to speak about. But generally speaking, it's not looking too bad during the course of tomorrow. If we put the 850s on, you can see here that we've got this kind of warmer air lifting north through particularly Sunday, and then into Monday we actually see that getting lifted eastwards here. And then we've got this back to the overview. We've got this little system really kind of deepening, actually. If you notice here, it kind of pivots around, and then we've got another feature that runs underneath that. And that has been the story over the last week or so here. The main anchor point of low pressure between Scotland and Iceland here features running that jet between the high and the low, and we've got these features running in across the UK and Ireland one after another. And that's going to be the story through the back half of the weekend and through pretty much of next week here. We've got this westerly flow dominating proceedings, and we've got a fairly deep area of low pressure next weekend. That's obviously a long way out, of course. I've already alluded to the fact that we're going to see quite a lot of rainfall over the next couple of weeks. That is going to be good news on the long term, especially for reservoirs and the lack of moisture within the ground. But it's taken a little bit while, unfortunately, to load up here. So we shall essentially move on from there. Interesting tweet here that I shared in yesterday's video. Not yesterday's video, but late last night, I happened to notice both GFS and the ECMWF portraying a build-up of pressure up towards Greenland and a low moving to the east, allowing the Arctic air to drop southwards. Now, obviously, this is not winter time, but it would, at the very least, it would allow colder air to drop southwards here, seeing, for the first time in months, the widespread 0 Celsius at 850. That's the GFS. This is the ECMWF, and it was interesting late last night how both models indicated that the 0 Celsius isotherm at 850 would drop all the way into the southern half of the UK. But yes, it's a bit of fun. We are, potentially going to see with the MJO moving out of the Indian Ocean into the West Pacific, and they progress eastwards with the tropics. Something worth keeping an eye on. Recurving systems can sometimes create a negative NAO, and that type of solution during the back half of September and into October. So yeah, it's very much a situation here that we're coming off the warmest and one of the driest summers on record. We're much more entrenched within an autumn-like pattern in terms of the systems coming in off the Atlantic. We're hopefully going to see a decent amount of rain over the next couple of weeks, and we shall wait and see here what takes place. But you can see here that solution, the latest one at least anyway. Let's have a look at the 850s quickly. You can see here that we do have something colder coming in at some point around Monday the 15th here. Continue to play through. You can see here again, these models are going to chop and change left, right, and center over the next couple of weeks here. But there is a tremendous amount of uncertainty because of the tropics, because of the MJO, because of the time of the year. We've got the water temperatures pretty much at their warmest around in the UK and Ireland at the moment here. That plays a role in the atmosphere as well. Let's have a look at the ECNWF to see if it has that similar idea to what was shown late last night here. Again, a cool northwesterly flow, area of low pressure exiting into Scandinavia here. But yeah, it's all a bit of fun. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'll be back tomorrow with a tropical outlook and then the live stream this upcoming weekend here. Short and sweet today, but I hope you can hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. Lots more to come over the next couple of days. Bye-bye.